Suppose that the interest rate on a $200,000 loan is 6.5% compounded monthly. In Part A, let's determine what the monthly payment size has to be in order for the loan to be repaid over the span of 5 years. Since we're given the present value or principal amount of the loan, we should be able to apply our formula for the principal value. Now, there's no real easy way to utilize our formula to solve for the payment size. It just becomes a really big and clunky formula to work with. But what we're going to do is we're going to take that principal amount of $200,000 and we're going to end up dividing it by that large fraction that was originally on the right-hand side of our equal sign. So I've gone ahead and I've started filling in some values here. I've taken the 6.5% compounded monthly and I put that in for I. And also notice here that over the term of 5 years, if we're doing monthly payments, 5 times 12 is equal to 60. So we do need to take a negative 60 as part of our power here in the numerator of that fraction. When I go to input this into the calculator, I'm actually going to start with the numerator of that fraction that's inside the square brackets. So I'm going to start with my 1 minus, open bracket, 1 plus 0.065 over 12. Close that bracket and let's raise that to the power of negative 60. Let's go ahead and hit the equal sign here, and then we need to divide by I. So open bracket, 0.065 over 12. Close that bracket, and let's go ahead and hit the equal sign one more time. So this 51.1, this number represents the denominator of our overall fraction. And what I want to actually do is I want to move this number into the numerator so I can multiply it by 200,000. The easiest way to do this is to hit the 1 over x button. And then what we're going to do is we're going to multiply that by our principal value of 200,000. And that shows us that the payment size for this particular loan should be roughly around $3,913.23. Now, how does this question change if we up the term to be 10 years instead of 5 years? Well, I do expect that my payment size is going to decrease because I have the opportunity to spread this loan out over a longer period of time. Now, our initial principal amount is still the same. We still have the same value that we're going to input for I. The main change is going to come over here inside that power. So if payments are happening monthly and we're stretching this out over the span of 10 years, we have 10 times 12 is actually 120 equal sized payments. So let's go through that procedure one more time with our 1 minus, open bracket, 1 plus 0.065 over 12. This time raising it to the power of 120 and then applying that minus sign here. Let's go ahead and divide that by open bracket 0.065 over 12. Close that bracket and hit the equals button. This 88.1 represents the value inside the denominator of our overall fraction. We need to pop that up into the numerator. We can do that by hitting the 1 over x button, and that should allow us to multiply by 200,000. Doing that gives a payment size of about $2,270.96.